By no means will I awaken. Loss of life is one of life's few certainties, that and taxes. It's horrifying to suppose that even as you rest, if you are dealing with the opportunity of death in this life, it's a common notion that that is the satisfactory way to go. Although it might seem best to many, it's no longer very comforting when it happens to young people. In today's video, we can discover what it really means to bypass in our sleep and how it happens in the first place. Stick around as we dig deep into the reasons why people die in their sleep. Heart assaults are number one on our listing as heart assaults. Researchers have discovered that a large number of people die in their sleep as a result of a heart attack. A coronary heart attack occurs while the blood flow to the coronary heart is reduced or slowed to a large volume. Most of the time, blood flow will become blocked due to this, resulting in the buildup of fat, LDL cholesterol, and other substances within the heart's arteries. The majority of coronary heart attacks are caused by coronary artery disease. In coronary artery disorder, one or more arteries block the blood supply to the coronary heart, and plaques, deposits of cholesterol, are normally accountable. Plaques can slim the arteries, slicing off blood flow to the coronary heart. Arrhythmias comply with it in a close second. Arrhythmias, a commonplace cause of death while drowsing, is associated with the coronary heart's electrical pastime. Cardiac blocks that disrupt this electrical pattern cause heart failure and demise. Regularly, surprising, unexpected dying even as snoozing has been blamed on the failure of the coronary heart to beat. The incorrect signaling causes the heart to beat too quickly or slowly. Because of those with irregularities, the coronary heart muscle gets broken. The charge required to synchronizely heart the muscle may be disrupted. Contractions might also become abnormal, too rapid, or too gradual. The effectiveness of the heart's pumping can be compromised, leading to cardiac arrest. Strokes are another common symptom. Strokes often occur throughout sleep, which may result in sudden demise. The coronary heart is substantially. It affects different structures that rely upon its blood movement potential. In particular, an ordinary rapid heartbeat can result in a blood clot being transported to the brain and causing a stroke. Hypertension. Consequently, considering high blood pressure may also raise the risk by an extra quantity. People with those developments and symptoms are more susceptible to dying in their sleep. Congestive heart failure also plays a role in unexpected death. Congestive heart failure can also, in the end, result in overall coronary heart failure. Proper-sided heart failure can swiftly affect the proper aspect of the heart, which results in fluid accumulation inside the lungs, shortness of breath, in particular while mendacity down, and peripheral edema. Within the feet and legs, overloaded hearts can halt their capacity to pump blood. Once the person's coronary heart stops pumping blood, the character becomes brain dead and passes away in their sleep. At different times, the affected man or woman may also have had an undiscovered cardiac, a problem that makes them more vulnerable to death from an abnormal heart rhythm. Heart disorders can kill both the aged and the young. The Yankee. The American Academy of Pediatrics identifies surprising cardiac loss of life at some stage in sleep as the most substantial cause of death among younger athletes. The heart and lungs work collectively, and just like a team, if one machine fails fast, the alternative is possible to fail quickly after. Permits explore pulmonary disease. Pulmonary disease is frequently chronic, and its consequences can manifest gradually. Progression of this disease can bring about death. At the most primary level, the lungs are involved in the rate of obtaining oxygen and carbon dioxide from the air. While the lungs don't function well, the quantity of oxygen in the blood drops. As carbon dioxide rises, your frame's acid-base stability can vary considerably. Asphyxiation can occur when there is an unexpected blockage, like when a person chokes on vomit. Even though it's unlikely, a case of obstructive sleep apnea may also result in demise. Persistent illnesses that include continual obstructive pulmonary disorder, cystic fibrosis, emphysema, lung tumors, and pneumonia that get worse over time can lead to breathing failure. Respiratory failure occurs when the lungs themselves prevent running. Changes inside the muscular tissues or worry devices, like amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Myasthenia gravis can also motivate the lungs to stop running. On occasion, congenital disabilities, like congenital primary hypoventilation syndrome. This could make it tough to breathe. SIDS, surprising infant death syndrome, is a condition in which babies do not breathe properly while sleeping, which can result in sleep death in some cases. Sleep apnea is common in sleep deaths. Obstructive sleep apnea is one of the most serious causes of the various exceptional types of sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea usually influences our sleep styles. It causes recurrent stops and starts at the same time as breathing all through sleep, ensuing in your throat. Muscle mass relaxes intermittently for the duration of sleep, which results in airway obstruction. Researchers know that untreated sleep apnea has an accelerated hazard of experiencing a coronary heart assault. People with untreated sleep apnea are twice as likely to have a stroke. So how does obstructive sleep apnea kill? While breathing through the airway. Because the system becomes clogged, oxygen levels inside the blood would possibly suddenly fall. If a person is already at excessive risk for heart attack and stroke, obstructive sleep apnea can trigger a sudden cardiac event or brain assault can result in an untimely demise in the course of sleep. Sufferers with obstructive sleep apnea have an extra risk of surprising cardiac death. Between the middle of the night and 6 a.m. information indicates that about 22 million individuals have sleep apnea. And about 80% of those cases are left untreated. Carbon monoxide poisoning, the silent killer. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, colorless gasoline typically produced by means of gasoline combustion in motors, fireplaces, gas stoves, barbecues, and furnaces. Carbon monoxide poisoning can occur in poorly ventilated, enclosed spaces. Carbon monoxide poisoning symptoms range from headaches, vertigo, and weariness to vomiting. Lack of recognition and abrupt demise. The first-class approach to locating carbon monoxide in your own home is to install a carbon monoxide detector and routinely run tests. Consistent with records from the CDC, roughly 400 human beings die every 12 months within the U.S. on their own. Human beings die from carbon monoxide poisoning. The remaining, but no longer last, item on our list is epilepsy. Even slumbering, epilepsy appreciably increases the chance of loss of life. The epilepsy. The inspiration claims that more than 1 in 1,000 epileptics die all at once every year. They've epilepsy, and effectively handling their illness with the right treatment can lower the likelihood that they'll bypass away due to a surprising demise in the course of sleep. It looks like we've explored the predominant reasons why humans die in their sleep. Hopefully, you've discovered that the chances of dying while sleeping are generally low. It is encouraged by your coronary heart and brain fitness, along with a few other elements. Humans may additionally reason that, once a while has come, there's nothing you may do about it. We frequently ignore warning symptoms of bad health, in particular the ones inside our hearts. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more heart-related films. Shall we? Take a look at the 6 signs of a silent coronary heart assault that are always left out. Early warning signs and symptoms of coronary heart disorder in men. You shouldn't forget about it. Before you move, click 1. Or better yet, watch each to examine greater gastrointestinal symptoms and symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Which statistics surprised you the most? At the same time as watching this video? Allow us to know in the comments section underneath.